saw Alexander Usyk completely destroy Daniel Dubois. And I think Daniel Dubois needs to sort out his issues with his dad, that whole psychological thing that he's got going on, like a stunted child. He needs to sort that out. But we're not going to see him for a while. What are the other heavyweight contenders looking like? Number 2 is Joseph Parker. He's next in line. He deserves a title shot. I hope Usyk fights him as his retirement fight, and I want Usyk to beat Joseph Parker and then retire on top. Because when you beat Joseph Parker, yeah, there's always going to be another contender, Ajit Caballel. There's always going to be those guys waiting in the wings, but you can only fight, for so long before father time catches up. And with these Eastern European guys, we saw it with Fedor Emelianenko. They're very stubborn to retire earlier. They retire well into their 40s, and I don't want to see that with Usyk. I do not want to see that at all. I don't want him to get beat up and bruised and retire on a bad note. So retire sooner rather than later. He should have retired after the Dubois rematch, but it doesn't look like he's going to. And Ajit Caballel, see, here's the thing with Ajit. If you're a casual, you don't know who this guy is. Nobody knows who Ajit Caballel is unless you're actually keeping up with boxing, especially the heavyweight division, which I am. The heavyweight division is really the only division that I keep up with. I can't be bothered to keep up with lower divisions. So I know Ajit Caballel. He beat up Arslanbek Makhmudov. He beat up Zheli Zhang. He fraud checked the fucking Cuban guy, Cuban Flash. Forget his name. Frank Sanchez. So, I know him and he's good. We just got to wait and see. He's not going to get a title shot anytime soon. He's not next in line for Usyk. He's probably going to need a really big fight next. And I don't know who it's going to be. It's not going to be Tyson Fury. Maybe Dubois, but he just got beat. Hrgovic is fighting. He's fighting David Adelaide, the bum from England that got beat up by Fraser Clark, I think. Anthony Joshua, who knows who he's going to fight. They need to do Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. That's what they need to do. That's the fight to make, but we've been saying this for the past year. Hasn't happened. Efe Ajagba, a disappointing guy from Nigeria. He loses to Frank Sanchez, then goes to draw with a morbidly obese Martin Bakole. Fabio Wardley, I don't think is all that good. He was losing against Justus Hooney, then decides to beat Deontay Wilder in round 10 and then knock him out. But, he's undefeated and he's getting up there, so he needs to fight somebody else above him. Zheli Zhang, yeah, he's got power, but he's in his 40s. Heavyweight's looking rough. There's, Martin Bakole. He's not that good. He beats Jared Anderson, then he's just not in shape. He's embarrassing. Derek Chisora's more exciting than Martin Bakole and Zheli Zhang at this point. Even though he's old too, but he beats Otto Wallen and what was his name? Joe Joyce. Michael Hunter's inactive. Frank Sanchez, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know where he went. Moses Itauma is the only exciting guy right now. Just because he's 20 years old and he's going to be like the next Mike Tyson, they're saying. Well, it's already too late for that because Mike Tyson already was champion at this point in his age. But still, he's 20. He's younger than me. He's super young. 20 years old, and he's going to be fighting Dillian White next month, which is his first real test. So I will be watching that fight, and that's going to be an anticipated fight for me. I will be streaming it, giving my live reaction, doing a fight companion. Moses Itauma, definitely hyped for him. But imagine next month, he just gets completely flatlined by a big left hook from Dillian White, and he's just on the canvas. Then another prospect is down and forever out. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he will beat Dillian White. But he hasn't faced a guy like Dillian White yet. Not a big, hard-hitting southpaw like Dillian White. So we'll find out. Justus Hooney just got knocked out by Clark, Joe Joyce, complete disappointment. Jared Anderson, disappointment. Jared Anderson, he's just inactive. He loses to Martin Bacoli, which I'm not going to, you lose to a guy like Martin Bacoli, it's not the end of the world. But then he goes to a big war against some unknown journeyman guy, Kolias, I think his name was, from Greece. And I saw that fight, and just a lot of holes in his game. He gets hit a lot. Poor defense, unmotivated, undisciplined, inactive. And I think he even said himself, like, he's not really into boxing. He's just doing it for the money, and he's not going to do it for the long term. So I can't get hyped for a guy like Jared Anderson. I was hyped for him when he was moving up, beating up all these guys, but now it's just sad. Not hyped for him. Kubrat Pulev, old man, nobody cares. Jarrell Miller, we haven't seen anything from him. He got robbed by Andy Ruiz, which is sad. Dillian White, he's fighting ituama. Andy Ruiz, probably the biggest disappointment in the heavyweight division out of all of them. He's only fought 3 times in the past 5 years. He fights Jarrell Miller in the same card with Bacoli and Jared Anderson. Then he beats old man Luis Ortiz, and then before that it was the other Mexican guy, I forget his name, Chris Arreola. He fights Chris Arreola. These were sloppy fights. He let the fame get to his head. He beats Joshua, and then he feels on top of the world. He comes in at the rematch looking like he belongs on my 600-pound life, and then he just goes downhill. I guess he made so much money from that rematch, he didn't care anymore about boxing. This is what happens to these guys. They just don't care. They make so much money, they just don't care anymore. That's what happens. So yeah, Murat Gassiev, he knocked out some big 6'6" Danish guy, but he lost to Wallen. He's supposed to fight some other guy, but we don't even know who he's fighting next. Deontay Wilder, don't even get me started on Deontay Wilder. He just knocked out some bum recently. I didn't even watch it because I don't care. Richard Torrez Jr., another up-and-comer. He's got some hype, but I didn't really like what I saw when he fought Guido Vianello. He gets hit too much, and he just looks small, man. He looks really small. He says it's listed that he's 6'2". I think he's like 6 foot. Maybe 6'1" on a good day. He just looks tiny, man. Yeah, and speaking of Richard Torrez, Bahadir Jalilov was the guy that knocked out Richard Torrez in the amateurs. Bahadir Jalilov, he's not active. He doesn't fight pro as much as he should. Like, I think he retired from the amateurs recently, which is good. And he beat up some fat Ukrainian guy. But, yeah, I don't know. I think he's got a fight coming up, though. Right? His next fight. Oh, he's fighting Saturday. Against Gianmarco Cardillos? Who the fuck is this guy? What rank is he? He's rank 400? Are you kidding me? Why is Jalilov fighting these guys that are garbage? Out of Italy. Bro. This is embarrassing. Why is he doing this? He needs to fight up. I don't know how old he is, but like, he's had so many amateur fights, and you can't get hyped for him because he's not fighting good competition. Nobody knows about him unless you're like watching boxing and you know the sport. Nobody knows about Jalilov. So yeah, Guido Vianello. He beat Arslanbek Makhmudov, but he couldn't beat fucking Richard Torrez Jr. So maybe Richard Torrez Jr. actually is good. But Richard Torrez Jr. doesn't have a fight coming up, so who knows? Like, the thing is with Richard Torrez, he's got to fight up at this point. And if he fights up, he's probably going to lose and get fraud checked. He's going to get beat down. Like, I see anybody in the top 15 just beating the shit out of Richard Torrez. Even old men. Derek Chisora absolutely beats the shit out of Richard Torrez Jr. And he's the only American that we have. He's our only hope. He's our only fucking hope for the United States, which is just so sad to hear that. And then these other guys, Lawrence Okoli, disappointing fight against Lorena, but apparently he injured his hand or something. He broke his hand, so we'll see. We'll see about Lawrence Okoli. Lanier Perro, just a bum. And then Tony Yoka. Tony Yoka's actually had a resurgence. He's on a 3-fight win streak after losing 3 times. So he was on a 3-fight lose streak against close decisions. He's had split decisions, majority decisions against guys, which you could argue that he probably won some of those fights. But now he's on a 3-fight win streak. So we'll see what happens to Tony Yoka. I'll keep my eyes on him. He's still young-ish, I think. How old is he? He's 32. He's not super old. He's still got some time left. 3-fight win streak. But yeah, there's no other Americans. Andy Ruiz is inactive. Jarrell Miller, inactive and fat. Jared Anderson. Michael Hunter's inactive. Richard Torrez Jr. is our only hope, man. That is so sad to say that. He last fought April 5th. He doesn't have a fight coming up, does he? Yeah, no fights coming up. And look at his resume. He fought this guy, which is the guy that fought Jermaine Franklin, right? Yeah. Speaking of Jermaine Franklin, is he fighting anybody? Nope, he's inactive. All these guys are inactive. It's sad to see, man. Once Usyk retires, it's just going to be rough. It's going to be like Samuel Peters rough. We're not going to have another dominant champion for a very long time. Usyk's going to retire eventually. And then it's just going to be a fucking Royal Rumble between all these shit fighters. Who knows when we're ever going to have... It's going to be like another 2 or 3 decades before we have another undisputed champion. I'm serious, man. It's gross. Like, look at Kuprat Pulev is still ranked. Alexei Papin, I don't even know who this guy is. I do know who this guy is. Never mind. But he's 37. This is the guy that knocked out Greg Hardy. I don't even know why he's ranked up here. I'm pretty sure that's the guy that knocked out Greg Hardy. Moses Talma. I'm hyped for Moses Talma. We'll see what he does against Dillian White. And this is the guy that got knocked out by Gassiev, Kem Lejunguist, however you say his name. Stephen Shaw. Who the fuck is this? I know this guy is a bum. And then you've got Ivan Diko. This is a big Kazakh, 6'9". I think he's 6'8". I can't trust these height because like Tyson Fury is listed as 6'9". Tyson Fury is not 6'9". Tyson Fury is 6'7", maybe 6'7.5". So I can't trust this. And then you've got this other guy, Gergen Hoff. I can't pronounce this. Hofhannisyan, a complete ogre of a man. And he's a big dude. He's 6'7", legit 6'7", but he's fat. He's a chonker. Let me see if I can find him. This guy. You may not like it, but this is what peak male performance looks like. He's had 2 fights in 2025 so far, right? Yeah, just against some bums. But, he's young. He's 27. Jagba, Hunter, these guys, they don't fight anymore. Tyson Fury, who knows when he's going to fight. Joshua, I think Joshua's done. I think he's just completely unmotivated at this point. He's got 4 losses. And look at all these other guys. You got Derek Chisora, obviously, with 13 losses, but nobody else has 4 losses up here. Joe Joyce, 4 losses. Kevin Lorena, like, he's got to be completely shut out. And, yeah, quick update for heavyweight division. Not looking good. It's looking stinky. Really, really stinky. I'm actually, Fabio Wardley is so shit, but I'm actually excited for Fabio Wardley's next fight. He went to draw with, who was it again? Yeah, Fraser Clark. And then he completely dented Fraser Clark's head in the first round, which is crazy. I've never seen that before. His Fraser Clark's head was literally dented in. Like someone took a sledgehammer and just caved his skull in, which is fucking insane. But yeah, this is my first boxing video. This is mostly going to be an MMA channel, like 95% of the time, but I am a big fan of heavyweight boxing, just heavyweight boxing. I'm not super big into the midget divisions, unless it's like a big super fight, like Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia, I'll watch it. Canelo versus Crawford, I'll watch it. Something like that, a big fight in the lower divisions, I'll watch it. I'm just not watching all of them. Like, I didn't watch Pacquiao with his fight. I didn't watch Fundora with Tim Tszyu in his fight. Because a lot of these fights are boring. They go to decision. Like Shakur Stevenson. I'm not going to watch Shakur Stevenson. I'm not going to watch Jaron Ennis. I'm not going to watch Naoya Inoue. Even though he is entertaining and he hits hard for his division, I just can't be hyped for it. These midget divisions, I care about big, scary men, big, scary human beings. I want to know who the biggest, scariest guy is. The deadliest human on the planet. And that's the glory division of heavyweight. So I'm mostly an MMA guy, but from time to time I will watch heavyweight fights. I will do videos on them every now and again. And this is my first one, so yeah. Peace out.